Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Facebook Live. I'm running a little bit late because we're covering breaking news this morning, but it is Thursday, July 14th. We'll get to that breaking news in a minute. Big weather news as well. We are going to start heating things up today. Going to be a little bit warmer, a high of about 88 here in Fargo Moorhead expected. Heat and humidity back. Going into the weekend, even hotter. We're going to see some 90s. Dry weather. That's all from meteorologist Lydia Bloom's 10-day forecast. Hot, humid. We could see some storms tonight, so be aware of that if you're going to be out and about, because of course the Red River Valley Fair is still going on, and today, looking ahead, this morning, the Downtown Fargo Street Fair is also getting underway. So instead of cars, you're going to see rows and rows of tents. There's always new things to see. About 6 blocks jam-packed with vendors. They expect about 150,000 visitors. It is, of course, free to go and walk around. You're going to need to be aware of the weather. Stay hydrated. Today, 10 to 9. Tomorrow, 10 to 9. But on Saturday, 10 to 5. So just be aware of that. Be aware of a lot of roads being blocked off in downtown Fargo, and enjoy your time. It's a busy time of the year, a busy part of summer here in Fargo Moorhead. So let's get to that breaking news. A big story coming out of Richland County this morning. I actually was just... Okay, this is just in. This is very, very good news. Okay, so they just found an 11-year-old boy. They had been searching for him in Richland County. I'll kind of give you the backstory because it was a massive search overnight. The boy left his parents' house. Authorities were called. They were able to see him riding his bike on County Road 4. When he saw law enforcement, he took off into the cornfield. So overnight, about 24 law enforcement were out there searching for this boy. They used a drone from West Fargo Police. They used search dogs. It's kind of a scary situation after talking to law enforcement down in Richland County. An all-night search. Good news, they found the boy, an 11-year-old boy from Colfax, after a long night of search crews being out there. So be sure to stay with WDAY. We'll have updates on that story, find out how the boy is doing, what happened, and talk about that really incredible, massive law enforcement response overnight to that missing boy. We'll also be covering this, and we have been since last Friday. Today, Fargo Police Chief David Zabolski is expected to outline the department's protocols for officer-involved shootings. Of course, that's in response to the shooting that happened nearly a week ago, where Officer Adam O'Brien shot at a van driven by Shane Netterville. Netterville was hit and killed as he was trying to drive away. The police chief is going to be talking about those protocols during the Police Advisory and Oversight Board meeting. That's happening tonight at 5. Unclear at this point if he's going to be talking about that specific shooting last Friday or all shootings in general. And kind of in a related story, and we've been tracking this for you this morning, breaking out of Minneapolis, the Minnesota BCI is investigating an officer-involved shooting in Minneapolis. That's kind of an ongoing investigation, so we'll have more information for you on that as the day goes by as well. Be sure to tune in tonight for WDAY News. Did you hear this? The West Nile virus has now been found in Grand Forks, the first for the season. Crews with mosquito control say they found it and confirmed it yesterday. Public health workers say the mosquitoes are most active, the ones with West Nile, before sundown through the night and the early morning hours. There was one other case that has been reported so far in North Dakota, but so far no cases reported in Cass County for West Nile. During the 4th of July weekend, we told you here on WDAY that law enforcement was going to be out on the water checking for people who are boating under the influence. Well, we now have the numbers. They did catch a few of you. 166 citations were given out by the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. It was part of what they're calling Operation Dry Water. They say they want to remind people the rules of the road also apply to the water. Right now, police in central Minnesota are investigating an incident of a firework being set off inside a movie theater. Very loud, very bright, kind of what you would expect to see on the big screen, but happened in the actual Imagine Theater in Eagan. Police at this point say someone lit a large firework, tossed it into the theater, and then left. At least 2 people were hurt and had to be treated. Police at this point are looking at surveillance video. No one's been arrested yet, but they are investigating. So scary situation there. Survivors of sexual assault in Minnesota may now have an easier time tracking those rape evidence kits. The BCA just announced that they have a new online tool called Track Kit. It's available statewide. The tool allows the survivor to monitor updates as the evidence in their kits gets transferred from a hospital to a lab. It will give them another update when the test is completed. Every victim will have their own unique login and password to monitor that, to monitor the system and their case as well. A couple of national headlines for you this morning. Police in Maryland say they're now going to be cracking down on protesters outside the homes of Supreme Court justices. Police there say they're going to start to enforce laws against disturbing the peace. For weeks now, dozens of protesters have gathered outside of Justice Brett Kavanaugh's home to protest, in part, his role in overturning Roe v. Wade. Police have said they're not going to stop protesters from peacefully gathering, but they will arrest those using bullhorns or beating drums. Now, similar protests as well have been happening outside the homes of Justices Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, and Amy Coney Barrett as well. And this story really can be local and national. Of course, there was a lot of buzz. Amazon Prime Day, or days, over. But the fun is just getting started for porch pirates. You know what that is, right? When people come up and steal your packages right off your front steps. So we talked to West Fargo police about this story, and they say these porch pirates can be very bold. So you need to plan ahead. Hopefully you're home when those packages are delivered, or ask a neighbor to pick them up. Police are telling us that shopping events like Prime Day can actually be they can bring in more calls than even the holiday season. So be aware of that. Okay, remember, Hot Mic is on today from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra. Dom Izzo is in. He gave me the heads up. Tom Hoge played his first round at the British Open, and he's going to have an update on how his round went. Plus, West Fargo's Legion team just won one of the most prestigious tournaments in the upper Midwest. Their coach will be joining the show. Plus, NDSU's latest football commitment joins the show as well. And, of course, that's also on InForum.com. If you're on InForum.com and you're wondering, want more information on the missing woman, the 18-year-old girl who went missing from the Grand Forks Air Force Base, she was found safe yesterday. You can find a few more details as to what they're saying, where she was. I'm guessing there's going to be some updates today as well, because from what we're hearing, she scaled the fence. She jumped over the fence from inside the Grand Forks Air Force Base, and she was found outside the Air Force Base. So if you want a few more details as to that search and recovery, she was found and she's okay, check that out at InForum.com. And of course, that just kind of reminds me, I want to update you one more time. We had the breaking news of a missing 11-year-old boy in Richland County. He was in a cornfield near Colfax. We just found out just before this started that he has been found. So good news. Stay with WDAY throughout the day, and InForum.com for updates. We have newscasts at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Of course, first news every weekday morning from 5 to 7. Have a great day, everybody. And remember, you can stay connected to your community with local news, all of these great breaking news stories. Get your first 3 months of unlimited access to InForum.com for, I think it may have gone up, but it was 99 cents for the first 3 months. Is it now? Do you know, Drew?
It's $2 for 6 months.
$2 for 6 months. Still a really good deal. I need to update my notes on that as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.